Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. It's the return of the Africa Cup of Nations content. There wasn't a video earlier on today as I normally do, to be honest, nothing happened. I'm waiting on news. Obviously we've got the Lampard situation at Everton, we've got a couple of transfer bits and pieces of news in relation to transfers, clubs missing out, clubs signing players, transfer deadline day is approaching, so there will be quite a bit of content uploaded tomorrow. And then we get into deadline day and see what's popping. But for today, it's the comeback of the Africa Cup of Nations. It's the first round of the quarterfinals. It's the first batch of matches of the quarterfinals. 2 today and 2 tomorrow. And then we advance to the semi-finals. It's coming to an end now. The Africa Cup of Nations is reaching its conclusion. And we're starting to get an idea of who is more likely to be able to go to the final for this edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. Today there were 2 matches. We had the Gambia versus the hosts Cameroon. And we also had Burkina Faso against Tunisia. We're going to start off with the first game that kicked off earlier on in the day with the Gambia. Also, but I just say, it's not Gambia, it's the Gambia. That's just a fun fact for all of you that called it Gambia like I did. It's not, it's the Gambia. So make sure you guys say the with Gambia next time, just for your information. The Gambia versus Cameroon. The Gambia, I have to give a big props to all the Gambians that are watching. I know there are a few Gambians that watch me. You guys can honestly, just like I've said for others, like Comoros, like Equatorial Guinea, who are still in the competition, Malawi, I mean, all sorts. Countries that have managed to make it this far and have been eliminated, especially in the quarterfinals. You guys can honestly leave with your heads held high. You can be proud of what your country has achieved. The Gambia have done really good and unexpected things, especially after advancing against the Guinea. But yeah, very good outing from the Gambia this tournament. Congratulations overall. But for today, commiserations, they are heading home because Cameroon beat them 2-0. It can be with both of the goals. We're going to get to that. I have to say, overall, Cameroon were quite dominant. This wasn't the story that the Gambia had in similar fashion to how they played against Guinea. It was a game where they managed to find a way of taking the control, taking the dominance, taking the initiative on the ball, and being able to create loads of chances. They were very defensive today. They felt like they had to, especially against the hosts, the entire crowd against you. The home advantage. And might I say, I wanna pinpoint this out. Yeah, this pitch, right, in Douala. Yeah, Stade Japoma is where it took place today. I can see that they've tried to rectify little bits and pieces, but I don't know what they've decided to use to try and rectify that pitch, because the pitch during the group stage and in the last 16 it wasn't used. The group stage, it was catastrophic. Catastrophic. Should not have been used. And today they managed to bring it back after fixing the pitch a little bit, but it looks like they fixed it with sand. Oh, I don't know what they fixed it with, but they haven't fixed it. Basically, they've made it look like they have. They haven't. It's a calamity to play football on a surface like that for a tournament like this, especially after the hosts did receive 700 million euros to be able to get this tournament up and going after it was postponed last year. Where has that money gone? You can't be playing on a pitch like that. So, Cameroon being able to, I guess, play on a surface that, in a stadium that they are already accustomed to. But I got a feel for the Gambia here, especially because for anyone, it's not easy to play on a surface like that. It's really not. But considering the circumstances, Cameroon seemed like they were able to. They seemed like they were able to. The weight on the passes were good, even though there were bubbles, but the weight on the passes were good. They were able to link up. They were able to move for each other. Is what it is. But overall, Cameroon were the dominant team. They were the dominant team, hands down. And I'm looking at them as going to win the tournament. I've said this since they've made it to the last 16. I made it pretty clear that I reckon Cameroon are going to go all the way. And I still stick by that. I think Cameroon are going to win it. How you interpret that is how you interpret that, but I think they're going to win it. And the Gambia, unfortunately, just were short today. In terms of being able to control the ball, move the ball, and even off the ball, have that, confidence to be able to take the initiative, Cameroon done just that. And especially moving in the first goal, which came just after half-time, actually. The first half was quite, Cameroon in control, but not really really doing that much in terms of chances. In the second half, they came out and they managed to get that first goal very early on. Poor defending. Poor defending. I mean, ball over the top from the right-hand side of the pitch from Collins Fye, lands straight onto Ikambi. He gets around his defender, manages to slot it in, great header into the bottom left-hand corner, makes it 1-0, and then literally 7 minutes later, another goal, and it's pretty much game, set, and match. Again, poor defending. The second goal, very bad defending. On the left-hand side, manages to find a way through. Martin Hongler, he sends the ball across on the left-hand side, across low, in and around, I think, two defenders who really should have already been ahead of Ikambi, who once again scored, yet the ball somehow makes it to Ikambi, and he's got a nice tap in right in front of him into the roof of the net, and it finishes 2-0. They could have got a third goal later on in the 86th minute with, I'm not sure if it was Ikambi, but he tries to lob the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper manages to save it or just taps it back out, lands to Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr hits it out, and it goes into Rosed. So it could have been 3-0. But Cameroon were the dominant team. They are going through to the semi-final, and it's going to be interesting for Cameroon because they will face the winner of either Morocco or Egypt. So that is going to be the test. And that, I think, is probably going to be looked at as, you could say, the de facto final, because it's going to be very, very difficult for whoever makes it. And it's going to be difficult for Cameroon. But again, I reckon Cameroon will win this tournament. Now, again, congratulations to Cameroon. Unlucky to the Gambia. You guys can be proud. You guys done yourselves justice in this tournament, and best of luck going forward into further qualifications, further games, and further tournaments. Now, we move into the second game of today, Burkina Faso against Tunisia, and I have to say, I didn't expect this, but Burkina Faso are dark horses. They are dark horses to go all the way. They are. They are a great team. Oh my goodness. The way they move the ball. I think technically, in terms of individuality and as a collective, they are fantastic. Tactically, I think their manager had everything absolutely spot on in terms of positioning, in terms of the way that they were lined up, their shape, and the way that they were moving the ball. Perfect. Even defensively, off the ball, they had everything closed up pretty well. And physically, I look at them as the best performing team now. Physically, in terms of strength, speed, pace, agility, acceleration, they've got it all. It's mad. In terms of defending in the air, they're fantastic. Burkina Faso are fantastic. Literally, by minute 90, you could see many of them running like it was still the 5th minute. Unbelievable. And again, they were super organized. The organization of that Burkina Faso team is immense. It's immense. Now, Tunisia today, for me, were poor. They could have done a lot better. They weren't poor in terms of being able to get the ball to the box, for example. But every time they did get the ball to the box, you just knew they weren't scoring. You just knew. They became flat of ideas. They became pretty basic, pretty plain. They were very heavy. This is the Tunisian team that beat Nigeria. I just want to say. This is how messed up African football is, yeah? Nigeria lost to this Tunisian team. And then Burkina Faso make Tunisia look amateur. Now, amateur in terms of the points I've already made. Tactically, technically, physically. Tunisia did have occasions where they were managed to advance with the ball. In the second half, especially after going 1-0 down, it was quite an attacking game, to be honest. For the neutral, it was a good game to watch. It was very side to side. But every time Burkina Faso went with the ball, you could see they were a threat. Every time Tunisia went with the ball, they weren't a threat. They just weren't. And yes, they were managing to get the ball near to the box. But after that, you just knew they weren't scoring. They weren't getting through. The way that they were moving the ball was so slow. Very slow, I expected better, especially after seeing the way that Tunisia were playing against Nigeria. This wasn't the same Tunisia today. It really wasn't. And one thing, you could see that Tunisia were always trying to advance into the box. They were trying to walk their way into the box against a Burkina Faso team, as I've said, who were very solid defensively, managed to get 5 or 6 at the back because they knew they had the strength and the pace to be able to get on the counter-attack or to be able to send men forward when they did launch an attack. So they didn't really have to worry about doing that and also coming back to defend. They had the energy and the physique to do that. Tunisia, every time, tried to walk the ball in, and it's like, look, you're up against an army here. You got 2 or 3 against 6. You ain't getting through. Yet they didn't do what won them the game against Nigeria, which was take shots from distance. They didn't do that at all. Surprised me. Really surprised me. And you could see that the way Burkina Faso were moving, they were going to score the first goal. And on the brink of the end of the first half, they managed to get that goal. A fantastic through ball by Ibrahim Blati Toure. Beautiful through ball on the right-hand side. Manages to get Ouattara in, and Ouattara literally comes diagonally into the box, has two defenders, manages to cut back in, go around, and then slot it into the net. Very, very, very good goal, and they deserve to take the lead. In that first half especially, Tunisia's flanks were very exposed, especially Tunisia's right-hand side. Burkina Faso's left-hand side, you could see more than half of the first half was Burkina Faso attacking on the left-hand side. They were so exposed. Tunisia was too exposed. And even on the left-hand side, the right-hand side for Burkina Faso, where they did get the goal, caught lacking. The defense let them down. The midfield weren't moving the ball enough at all, and were too slow and too heavy on their feet. And the attack was actually the one area where you could see something in Tunisia, but they were coming up against the wall. Like, they couldn't do anything. And the one thing where they could have done, they chose not to do, which was try and take some shots from distance. They chose not to. So Tunisia were just void of ideas. Go into the second half, and it's pretty much the same story, although Tunisia trying to find a way, trying to just, throw the kitchen sink. You could see they were going ultra attacking. It still was not enough. You could just see it was not enough. And Burkina Faso kept their shape, kept their organization, managed to contain very well, kept their lead, manages to defend exactly in the way that they were meant to, and they managed to get the win. Now, just prior to the end of the game with 7 minutes to go, the goal scorer himself, Ouattara, gets sent off. As you guys on the back might have seen, Dango Ouattara. He gets sent off. He goes up for a challenge, gets an elbow to the Tunisian player's face, literally. It's a yellow card, free kick, goes to VAR, the referee goes and has a look, and it's given as a red. He rescinds the yellow, gives a red. Now, for me, was it intentional? It didn't look intentional, but the damage was done. Because when he went up, you could see he had both hands up and he done this motion. Obviously, this one managed to get the Tunisian player in the face, and that's classed as a red card. It's classed as a red card. But yeah, straight red card. They go down to 10. However, it's too little too late. Tunisia had an appeal for a penalty. Was nowhere near a penalty. It was a great tackle. Yes, it took out the Tunisian player, Tunisia's number 10, Khazri. That's the one. And it took him out, but the ball was taken. It was a clean tackle at first. It was the follow through which you can't control, and it's not a penalty. So Tunisia can't really complain there. Also, the referee ending the game 20 seconds before the end of stoppage time. It was 4 minutes added on. It ended at 3 minutes 42, I think it was, just under 20 seconds to go. But the action was stopped on the free kick for Burkina Faso. So if they had taken that free kick, it definitely 99.9% likely would have ended with Burkina Faso anyway. So Tunisia can't feel hard done by there. Tunisia just didn't show up today, and they head home. So the Tunisians are out. Burkina Faso are through. Congratulations to Burkina Faso. Now, the way that it stands is Morocco or Egypt will be playing Cameroon, and Burkina Faso will be playing either Senegal or Equatorial Guinea. Now, those two games we're going to be seeing tomorrow: Senegal, Equatorial Guinea, and Morocco versus Egypt. So I will give you guys my thoughts and my review tomorrow for that one. Make sure you are here for that. Once again, congratulations Burkina Faso, congratulations Cameroon, unlucky Tunisia, and unlucky the Gambia, especially the Gambia. You guys have done yourselves proud for reaching this far, so congratulations. And yeah, I'll see all of you tomorrow. Hit that subscribe button if you are new, hit that notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below. I will see all of you tomorrow for the next batch of quarterfinal games. So I will see all of you then. Have a good one, people. In a bit, take care and peace.